It's the start of the rapid games between Vidit Gujrathi and Peter Svidler. The classical segment ended in 7.5 points for Vidit and 4.5 for Svidler, and now it's down to 15 minutes plus 10 seconds increment. This is the fifth game of the match. Vidit has the white pieces, Peter Svidler has the black pieces, and this is going to be very, very exciting. Off we go. The game has started, and Vidit, as always, takes his time for the first move, just gets into the zone, and this time opens up with knight to f3. What is Svidler going to respond that with? Will he play d5? Will he play c5? Will he play his knight to f6? Remains to be seen. Taking his time and plays his knight out to f6. c4 played, and that's already English opening. We are into the symmetrical English. Knight comes out to c3, and Svidler plays d5. This is more in the spirit of the Grunfeld. Knight takes d5, and now, which Svidler is a big expert. You can go g3, but Vidit goes for the more direct line with e4. Knight to b4, looking at knight d3, check. Vidit comes out bishop c4. There's a check. You move your king. Knight jumps again, which is very interesting, because if you look at this, knight d3 played. Now, already in the first 9 moves, black has made so many moves with his knight. It went here. How is black even able to survive this? Well, he's able to do that because he has the bishop pair and a very solid position in the center. And Vidit plays his pawn up to e5. b5 played. Until now, black has not yet developed even a single piece, while white's development is almost complete. But black is banking on the fact that the king on f1 is not a great piece, and he can bring his rook to d7. Very interesting play. a4 played by Vidit, hacking away at the queen side. The rook comes to d7, hitting the bishop, and Vidit moves the bishop away. Now notice how Vidit has also moved his h-pawn. This is a very typical idea in the openings these days, to move your h-pawn. Later on, the rook can come via h3 to g3. Bishop b7. Black is slowly catching up in development and slowly getting his pieces out. How should Vidit continue? He goes queen e3, and he's attacking the pawn on c5. And Peter does not care for it. He says, take the pawn if you want with it, because then I'll take here, and after knight e7, my pieces are well positioned and I'll castle. In fact, Vidit doesn't care for it and goes h5. Now h6 was a must to stop h6, and he goes knight d4. That's a blunder, because now h6 comes in and Peter Svidler is surprised. Knight f5, hitting the queen and the pawn. This was Peter's idea, and that's the reason why he didn't stop the move h6. Now he takes, but can Vidit find this amazing exchange sacrifice, getting the f6 square? Yes, he does. But bishop e4 played, because if you had taken here, then knight f6 was already very powerful. But after bishop e4, Vidit now finds bishop e4. In fact, rook e6 would have been even a stronger intermediate move and then taking, but this is also fairly good, because now he pins the rook and he already is getting back his exchange. Queen moves up to c7, and it would be a nice idea to keep this pin with queen e4. Brilliant chess by Vidit Gujrathi. He's playing a great game until now. He's put a lot of pressure on Svidler. Bishop comes out to e7, and now pawn up to d4. This is great. Takes on d4, and now the knight could take. Actually, you can take on d7, but he takes queen d4. And now you can't castle, because if you castle, this is hanging. He goes bg5, and his point is, if you take here, I have queen takes c6, takes, and I'm winning here, because after check, king e7 takes. Black is clearly better here, and so Vidit goes rook c4, queen takes c6, rook takes, and what just happened there? He just was a little bit dazed out for a second, and after knight d4, we reach a position which is completely winning for white. Black does castle, but now with it chops off the pawn. Svidler seems to have put his faith on this move, so that if the knight moves, the rook can jump into d2, attack b2 and so on, but seems to have missed with its next move, rook d6. And look at that, Peter Svidler is so unhappy because now he's just completely lost. That entire plan did not work. If you go rook c8, there is knight c6, also the pawn is jumping ahead, so he goes rook a8, but now it's just a matter of technique for Vidit. He plays b3 already. Here white has such a powerful pawn, and Svidler is so unhappy. He just made a complete mess of this position, and Vidit is completely winning and went on to win the game.